the page over to baseball. So the Los Angeles Dodgers World Series went over the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
And the Los Angeles celebrated with violence.
Mm.
So have you heard about the violent sports celebration for the LA Baseball Championship?
Honestly, James, this is my first time hearing about it. I know LA gets crazy at times, but I mean, to start a riot, that's it's over the top. But I get it, but it's like it's over the top. It has to be a limit.
I completely agree. People were throwing things at the police. They had burglary, robberies. Somebody set a bus aflame, and there were vandals and fireworks. So it was definitely pandemonium after the Dodgers got their 8th championship.
My goodness.
So, does this happen in New York if the Yankees win?
I don't think so. I can't really see it. I mean, something might, but not as worse as this. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't really see this happening in New York either. When they do get sports championships, you don't hear a whole lot about things like this happening.
Yeah. Nah, this is something that LA is kind of used to. Riots. That's kind of where it started in LA.
And there's a quote from the transportation agency to the LA paper, The Times. Metro is disappointed and angered by the senseless acts of vandalism on one of our buses following the Dodgers World Series win earlier this evening.
Yeah.
And, you had people getting stolen property. Yeah. You had felony commercial burglary. And even the police ordered the streets to be clear.
Yeah.
So why do you think this happens after a city accomplishes the championship?
A lot of drunk people, excited, over the top, but it's like, it's something that they are obviously allowing to happen a lot. It happens probably off of a sport or something like that. So they're like, and then we don't know if they were beefing with New York fans. We don't know exactly the backstory of it. Like maybe it was a beef and they just started everything. Excitement, wanting to fight, this and that. So it could be a lot.
Well, yeah, everyone's emotions are running high, and I guess it's not that hard to go from excited to maybe like getting a little crazy out there.
Exactly.
And LA does actually have a history here with riots and sports celebrations. After the 2020 Lakers took the NBA title, you had more than 70 people arrested. And similar things like receiving stolen property, commercial burglary, vandalism, assault on police. Failure to disperse after the celebrations.
Right.
And then there was also what they were said to be confrontational, violent, and destructive behavior. So what do you think about crime in general during celebrations?
I just think it's uncalled for. You know what I mean? You can celebrate and still just keep the peace, keep the cool. Because, how do you look getting arrested over a celebration? You know what I mean? That is uncalled for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the LA Mayor Karen Bass said, as we celebrate the achievement tonight in the coming days, violence will not be tolerated. LAPD is currently on tactical alert and has activated a strategic plan to protect communities and businesses. And this was during when they have their celebration parade, which I didn't hear that anything crazy happened, so maybe they prepared for it.
Oh, yeah, they were probably ready. Yeah.
And there's a major history of this in United States sports. The Chicago Bulls brought the riots.
Yeah.
Or the Bulls' victory brought riots in 1991, 92, 93, 96, and 97, but interestingly, not in 98.
I think that's probably what it slowed down. Because I know when Jordan was on that team, that's their star guy. Like, they're going crazy if something happens. Like, it was tougher time around that time, too, 90s.
How did Chicago avoid the riots after 5 championships?
I think just staying on top of things. I think when the success slowed down with the players, like Jordan he's slowing down, Pippen, all these guys are slowing down. That's when they kind of just like chill. You know what I mean?
They got it out of their system maybe after 5
After 5 years, exactly. I mean, that's more than enough. You know what I mean? So
this also happened in 2018 after the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. And, they brought violence to that city. They ripped down stoplights, they defaced City Hall, flipped cars, and started fires.
Man, I don't know what's up with these fans. They're tough. It's like they feel like they can do whatever they want because their city won something, accomplishment. But it's like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? So.
And from my research, this was the first and only NFL championship riot.
Mm.
So why do you think this is the case?
I don't know. I guess because like certain cities before win, it's like it depends on the city really. We know Philadelphia, they're tough. You know what I mean? Just everything about them. So if they win, anything happens, they're on it. You know what I mean? So I'll say them, New York, LA, maybe even Atlanta. Just those states right there.
Well, and I mean, if we want to look at a positive example of riots, you have, or well, not riots, but a positive example of a city celebrating was, I think, after the Astros' first World Series. I remembered somebody had dropped their hat over a park or off of a parking garage.
Yeah,
and everybody at every level was working to throw the hat back up to the fan.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So it was just one of those really cool things you see. It shows the personality of Houston.
Exactly, yeah, definitely.
And I also do want to mention, there was that recent shooting after the Kansas City Super Bowl win at the parade.
Yeah.
And it's not a riot, but it's definitely still terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, why does this seem to happen in large cities?
It's just a lot, I think it's just a lot. Like those cities have a lot to carry, especially LA. We know Inglewood. We know it's a lot of hood areas there. We know for Chicago, we already know Chicago is tough. New York is tough. I think those are just tough states in general. Like it's tough.
Yeah, they definitely have those personalities, the big city personalities, and it's just different than a smaller city.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the worst occurrence that I did find through my research was in Detroit after the Pistons beat the Portland Blazers. And this was in the NBA Finals. 8 people got killed. And I'd like to know your thoughts on this. So you had more than 124 people hospitalized, 26 people shot, 2 stabbings, 8 deaths. 6 of these were caused by auto accidents, and 4 deaths came from a single crash that actually was considered a murder. There was also a man shot dead, and somebody fell from a rooftop to their death, and there were 141 total arrests.
Included. Oh my God, that's correct. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, I know and then coming from up north, you wouldn't expect that much chaos, but they're just as bad as the South.
Yeah, I guess Detroit was just a much different city
around that time,
80s and 90s.
Yeah, definitely. They were way tougher.
Would you say that's probably the worst so far that we've gone over?
I would say I would say that one. I would say that one, and then I would say LA, probably right after. LA and then Philly. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I agree. So y'all let us know what you think about all of that.
Yeah.
And look at the city of Houston. They won the championship, and they were trying to help their fan get his hat back. So.
Exactly, man. Definitely. That's the good. That's how sports need to be: friendly, cool, and keep the peace. Everybody, please keep the peace for sure. But that's the end of our show this morning. We appreciate you guys on episode 82. Before we get out of here, we gotta give a special shout out to Man Barracks, man. Just thank you for just taking a chance. We're gonna take this sports world here and expand it. You know what I mean? Just take it to a whole nother level. James?
They have multiple studios here to rent for, any of your recording needs. So definitely check them out at vanbarracks.com. And we really enjoy filming here.
Everything they do. Good scenery, good vibes, and most of all, peaceful. But that's the end of me, man. Make sure y'all follow us on YouTube, Podbean, Instagram. Episode 82 coming your way. As always, I'm Jamar McKeel.
I'm James Sherwood.
And y'all finna get started with J&J Sports, episode 82. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
J&J Sports, coming to y'all with more in 2024.